So here we go, back another video in the car again. It's Skylar, and this is another pregnancy update. I am currently, today's the 15th of October, 2020. Let's see, Thursdays today. I have to figure out the days because I just sometimes feel like I just like wake up and don't even like think about what day it is, and I just know what day of the week it is, and that's it. So that would mean I'm 33 weeks and 3 days. Yeah, because I turned 33 weeks Monday. I think that makes me 33 weeks, 3 days. We'll see. I have no idea. So 33 weeks. We're doing the pregnancy update for that. I don't know if you saw my last video, but, or last two videos, I have had some very weird, kind of scary, and sometimes really regular contractions. I talked to my doctor a few weeks ago, the last appointment that I had, about like, hey, do I need to worry about these? And he said as long as they're not regular. And they were regular, but they'd only be regular for a little while. And then they would kind of taper off and eventually be where they're only every 30 minutes to an hour and irregular again. So I have decided that I'm going to try not to worry about them and assume that they are an irritable uterus or uterine irritability, whatever you want to call it, caused by a lot of different things like stress, anxiety, dehydration, having to go pee, being hungry, just eating, like all different sorts of things, walking, sitting, like just literally could be caused by anything. So I have not had a super lot of regular contractions the last day or so, which, you know, I just got done filming my other video with an update on how those contractions went. I never did wind up going to the doctor or the hospital because they tapered off and got to be not super regular anymore. So I'm going to be drinking in this video probably quite a bit of water because I've been trying to drink a lot more water, which I drink a lot of water anyway, but I'm on my feet a lot at work and I sweat a little bit, so I don't know if I'm like just not drinking enough at work, and then I come home and I'm really dehydrated and don't realize it because I drink so much water while I'm at home, but I don't drink that much while I'm at work. So I've been trying to drink twice as much excuse me, while I'm at home because I'm so busy at work most of the time that I don't even have any time to fill up a glass of water and then go drink it. And I can't actually bring like something like this in there for like health code stuff. So anyway, I've been putting my water in this and just like refilling it from a bottle of water. I don't have like a fancy refrigerator like most people. I have like really old stuff, so I don't have like a water dispenser in my refrigerator. So we're doing water bottle in this because to me, like anything that makes things easier for me to do, instead of having to like screw off the cap on the water bottle and like actually tip it up and drink it, this is much easier. I can put ice in it, I can put fruit in it, I can do whatever, and I just stay with the same cup, you know, for a while, and everything's all good. I have noticed that I feel like I'm drinking a lot more if I use this because of the fact that it's more convenient. So that's really good. So with all of that out of the way, that's the major stuff that's been going on. I'll go ahead and get into like the other stuff, like the symptoms and things that I've been experiencing. I cannot get this stuff out of my throat, and I've been that way for months, and I apologize for coughing every time I do a video, but I don't have any other symptoms, and it's just been, I don't know if it's allergies or what. Every time I'm going to the doctor, they said it's allergies, so whatever. Anyway, we're just going to move on. So symptoms, side effects, whatever you call it, never know what to call it, of being 33 weeks pregnant for me. In case you don't know, this is my third pregnancy, third baby. I have a little girl, she's 5, a little boy who will be 4 in January, shortly after this baby is born sometime in November, which is next month, which is totally weird, and I'm starting to kind of freak out because I think there's officially like 39 days until I'm supposed to be induced, which any baby can come early if it wants. So, I may not even have 39 days. But symptoms and things like that, I've had, like right now, my heartburn is just so bad that I feel like I'm gonna have like morning sickness and throw up. Like I feel queasy a lot right now. It just has gotten worse since the 3rd trimester started and has progressed. I had it a lot in the 1st trimester, and in the 3rd trimester, like I said, it's just gotten worse and worse as the weeks have gone on. I am basically living off of Tums. Tums are safe during pregnancy. I just take or chew or whatever I can without overdosing on them, because there's instructions on the back that says don't take any more than this in 24 hours, and I normally don't get up to that much. But I'm just living off of Tums and trying to eat smaller meals and not lay down or be horizontal at all right after I eat, or an hour or two after I eat. Try not to eat late at night. But sometimes I have to, or I'll feel sick in the morning because my stomach is completely empty by then. And like breathlessness kind of goes along with that too, because when I don't feel like I'm getting enough air, like you'll see me like, and a lot of it's anxiety too, but when I don't feel like I'm getting enough air or oxygen to my brain, I get really hot, which I'm sitting here turning on the air as I'm speaking. I get really hot, I get really breathless, and then I get really nauseous and queasy, and then sometimes the heartburn is mixed in with that. So it's been hard for me to like, get up and want to do anything, not only because of the heartburn and being hot and breathless, but also the contractions, whether they're Braxton Hicks or whatever they are, or uterine irritability, whatever they are, they always seem to be worse whenever I am up moving around a lot, so I have to take like frequent breaks. So I have to do like a power hour and then sit down for 2 hours, and then 15 minutes of stuff and then sit down for another hour. Like I just can barely complete anything, which is really annoying to me because I like to see things being done. And especially with me being in I'm still in nesting mode, but I just don't have the ability to do everything that I want to do. So I'm in nesting mode, and I'm just looking at all the stuff that needs to be done and stressing about not being able to do it. And I think I talked about this in my last video or the video before that. So I've had a lot of anxiety over that. I've not been super emotional, but I have noticed that I've been really crabby. Probably because of the anxiety and the negative symptoms like the heartburn, the breathlessness, being hot. Still swollen. My hands are swollen. My feet are swollen, especially whenever I'm up walking around for a little while. And this is way too much information, so I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, but tune out if you're a dude, or tune out if you don't want to hear things about the vagina whenever you're pregnant, because it's kind of gross, but the baby comes out of there. So hope your children aren't watching and just heard that word and you don't want them to say it. Sorry. Anyway, something I noticed with my last 2 pregnancies, TMI alert, is that I have had varicose veins in that area. And it is painful. Very, very swollen and painful. It's painful to sit down. It's painful to be intimate. It's painful to pee. It's painful to wipe. It's painful to squat. It's painful to bend over. And I asked my doctor about it, and I noticed a couple of people, I Googled it, and there's baby center forums where people ask questions and then get answers from other people. And people said that they had that and it was normal. And then I asked my doctor, and he was like, well, sometimes that happens, especially, if you're carrying your baby lower, which I am. A lot of people that are or like family members or friends or coworkers have said since like 30 weeks that my baby has dropped, and that's so true. I know that she has still more like room to drop more right before labor, but she has definitely dropped. I'm not carrying her very high. Like a lot of people who come in that are customers where I work, they, like, if they don't know me, they'll, you know, comment, and everyone asks the same questions. Oh, how far along are you? Is it a girl or a boy? When are you due? Are you excited? Oh, is this your first? No, it's my third. Like every single time they say, and I think I talked about this before, they say, it's your first? No, it's my third. I'm not, like, people think I'm 19. Like if I say, they say, how old are you? And sometimes, sorry, my phone's gonna fall. Sometimes I'll be like, well, how old do I look? Because I know that they're gonna say like 19 years old. And most of them say like 19 years old. And I'm like, no, like I'm not 19, you know? But anyway, I pulled up to the gas pump here. Gotta make sure that I'm in the right place. Anyway, so it's extremely annoying. That was really random. But, people will ask that, and then they will say, oh, is it a boy? And I'm like, no, it's a girl. Why do you think it's a boy? And they're like, well, just the way you're carrying, because she's so low. And then I'll explain, well, she's already dropped, you know, like there's more room here, like because she's way down here, you know, but I still feel feet up here, just not as much. I only felt feet like a lot, like in my lung areas for about 2 weeks. And then she dropped. So I know like the farther along that we go and the more that she grows, especially with me having larger children, she will wind up getting all up in here again, and I'll feel even more breathless, probably even more nauseous, and not be able to eat as much, like smaller meals, you know, in smaller increments, like once we progress and she gets bigger and bigger, because that's always what happens, and it just feels like there's no room whatsoever. But I'm just kind of thinking of other symptoms. Oh, just a lot of hip pain, a lot of back pain, and the back pain come with the contractions. Sometimes I will sit on my yoga ball or exercise ball, whatever you want to call it, and like either just roll on it or bounce on it. But I don't always do that, because then she just gets lower and lower and lower, and it makes me feel worse. So I don't really want her to get lower right now, especially since we're 33 and a half weeks. You know, that's kind of early for her to be like way down there and me have to deal with her being that low for that long. I think that's like, as far as the symptoms or side effects or whatever you want to call them go, I'm pretty sure that's everything that's new or worse. Some of the stuff I've already talked about, but that's pretty much like the major symptoms. I've also had a lot of anxiety around the fact that we got a dog for the first time, and I think I mentioned this a long time ago, like right whenever I first started this channel. We got a dog, and she was like 6 months or less old, and we didn't know how old she was because somebody found her on the side of the road and was trying to get rid of her. And so we were like, okay, and we were going to get her fixed at the vet because we did not want puppies. And we were thinking, well, I wonder like how old she really is. I think she's like 5 or 6 months, but I'm not sure. And then she went into heat, so I guess she was older than what we thought. And now I'm like 99.90,000% positive that she's pregnant, because she's got all these weird behavioral problems going on. Her nipples are like sagging and super erect and pink, and they were almost non-existent before. And she's still a puppy, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And guess what? We have a Ring doorbell, and this is also TMI, so I hope your kids aren't listening. Definitely don't let your kids listen to this. So we have a Ring doorbell, and I saw where it's like, there's a person at your doorbell, and I was like, what? And so I looked at it, and I was home, and I looked at it. No, I wasn't home. I was somewhere else. I was like at the doctor or something. But I looked at it, and it was the neighbor's dog, who is a male, literally reading hope your kids aren't listening, raping my dog. And she's like trying to get away. It's right there in the front yard. I'm like, come on. Seriously? Like, why did I have to get this on camera? And I tried to keep her away from him. And I tried to keep him out of our yard. I tried to keep her chained up so she wouldn't go over there. But it just never worked out. And I would like even keep her in the house while I was home in her kennel or whatever. But I couldn't just leave her in there all the time. I felt so sorry for her. So, we let her out whenever we left. So I didn't really know what to do. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she's pregnant. And also around her conception date, if it was that dog, was around my sister's birthday. That's kind of how I remember, around the 16th of September. And whenever I put it in like the dog due date calculator online, it says her due date's like around November 17th, which is literally 1 week before I am scheduled to be induced. Come on, like I just don't even know how this happened and why it happened right now. Why it happened so close to my induction date, because I'm freaking out because I do not know how to take care of a pregnant dog. I do not know how to take care of puppies. I've never delivered puppies. I've never had puppies in my house. I don't really even like dogs, to be honest with you. I like things clean, and I don't like things to smell or for there to constantly be whining from puppies. And yeah, they're cute and stuff, but like, I don't know that I can deal with whining of like 8 dogs or however many she has, plus the 2 kids I already have, plus a newborn. And my husband's going to have to go back to work shortly after we have the baby. He doesn't get any kind of paternal leave. So more than likely I'll have to have like 1 or 2 days, which isn't that bad, but 1 or 2 days before Thanksgiving, where I will have to be with all of these animals and humans and be the only adult by myself during the day. That's only if I get induced, because I should be induced like 3 days before Thanksgiving. And so he should get that day off and the next day off, and then have to go back to work for 1 day and then get 2 days off. So we'll see how this works. I'm almost hoping that like maybe he gets that Wednesday off or something, because I just don't know if I can deal with this many babies all at once. Anyway, so maybe I can get the bump picture in here somewhere.